Yeah, welcome there folks. Welcome back to my channel. Hope each and every one of you are truly well and blessed by our Lord and Savior. Yeah, just check it. Lovely day here in London. Well, it looks much better now than it did the whole night and an hour or two ago. You see there's leaves everywhere. We are solidly heading into winter. It's cold. Well, it's not raining now, but it was raining, and yeah. But yeah, you're not here to listen about the weather, what's going on. Well, we're going on with that white budget built turbo booster. So yeah, before we get to the action, if you're watching now when the video premieres, there's also a live chat, and I am there in the live chat if you want to ask me anything or just chat along while you watch the video. It's fun. So yeah, just check live chat, it is open. And yeah, let's get to the movie then. All right, let's go. Now folks, you know how it goes. Before we start the video, quick shout out to all the members, sponsors of the channel, guys supporting me extra. So yeah, no new ones this week, but hey, doesn't matter. Thank each and every one of you, hell of a lot. And then Marius, he made 3 months turbo member. So yeah, his name is going on the blue booster. Check out that video, is also coming up pretty shortly. And yeah, thank each and every one of you, and let's get to the movie. Okay folks, so just quickly before I paint it, wanted to show you all the holes are made, all the welds are ground pretty clean. Yeah, next time you see it, it'll be black. Yeah folks, so a couple of days later, this is what the end product looks like. Missed a little, no, got it there. Looks pretty good. Now I'll just face this one to make sure it's nice and flat for the turbo, and we'll probably put the turbo on first and then fit it on the bike. It's just easier with all that oil lines and stuff. Okay, but yeah, at least you saw how it looks after it's been painted. Missed a couple of spots maybe. That's fine. So folks, what we're quickly gonna do is, I just want to show you there. I leveled this flange. You see there's a low spot there and there, but it doesn't matter. Where it matters, it's level. We're gonna fit, you see it's the mock-up motor, fit the turbo to the manifold completely, and then we're gonna take it off and fit it on the bike. It's just easier. So there's just one bolt that's difficult to get to. It's that one down there, but we will manage something. So we'll quickly face this one. I did see there's a couple of issues. We'll also face the back side. Let me just get this turned around. It seems like that hole is stripped out, but I see it's right through. So we'll probably put an insert there and just check the other holes, and some also face this side so it's nice and clean. Install it onto the manifold completely. Make sure we've got the oil pipe already connected to it, so when we move it to the motor we won't struggle like we did with that other bike. All right, so just to show you, let's say this and this, I'll quickly do that and put studs and stuff in, show you all of that. All right, so let's do that in 3, 2, 1. Just like that. Okay, you'll see it's nice and faced, nice and level, both sides. Got studs in. We'll make them a bit shorter. Unfortunately, these two holes, as I said, are completely stripped out, and at the moment I do not have 8mm inserts, so not a train smash. I would just get some and install them. So we'll quickly put in studs into the exhaust manifold, and then we're ready to put it on. So yeah, let me show you that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Turbo is fully connected, fire gummed in, the oil line is ready. We've got a 90 on, no little pieces. I cut that one stud shorter, as you can see, clears barely. Everything is in place. Return pipes installed, and I even let me just do that. Even put size the bend so I can have that welded. So already did that. Now I can just take this off. We can take that manifold off and go install it like that directly onto the bike, and then we can start working on building exhaust. And yeah, once that is welded, we can weld the second bend on. Yeah, we're getting there, getting close. So yeah, let me go and install this on the bike, and then I can show you where the downpipe lives, and we can install the feed line and everything. Just hold on, folks. Okay, folks, so as you can see, turbo is on, return pipe is on, and I think I figured out this oil feed line there by the turbo. Just get closer. Oh yeah, radiator is also on. And you can check there. So I've got 90 with an adapter with this one, and then instead of coming around, I went down the bottom. Didn't have to cut anything off the pipe. So yeah, don't know if this is gonna work. We'll see when we get the compressor housing back and it's welded. If all the bolts at the back loves everything, but there you can check. I clearanced that heat shield a bit, and now look at all that space. Can put almost a fist in there. So yeah, the radiator went back even a little bit more. You check there where I clearanced it. There is daylight. It's not a lot, but yeah. Okay, so we're about ready to get ready to start. Oh no, there's still a couple of steps left to do. So what's next on the agenda? Well, once we get the boost pipe and everything figured out, we need to come topside. So yeah, this is where some of the tricks are gonna be, and some of the other stuff is gonna be. We need to install a fuel pressure regulator because we're gonna be upping the pressure a bit, and we need to tune these injectors. So quickly gonna take them out. The only thing we're gonna do is clean them. If they've got the little filters in the back, we're gonna take that off, and pretty much that. We already have the power commander ready. Just need to plug it in, and Bob's your uncle. So yeah, let me get those injectors out and see what's going on there. Yeah, so there you can see fuel rail is off, and all of these injectors still have their little filters and everything on. So we're quickly gonna take them out. I think I actually have a set of injectors, and here is our look at those nice anodized glue pieces, liquid filled gauge. See the liquid, and then get that out. Our fuel pressure regulator, just put that back in there. So we'll somewhere be finding a place to fit our new fuel pressure regulator. Probably gonna be somewhere, somewhere in this area. But yeah, let's fit this, get those injectors out and cleaned, and I'll show you what they look like without the filters on. Okay, so this is what a injector looks like without that little filter on. Just put it back in there, already cleaned and everything. So now you might be asking me, but why take all the filters out? And here they are. Took them out nicely, so you, oh my soul. Can use them again if you need to, but we won't need to. The reason I take the little filters out is because the amount of fuel pressure we're going to be running through these injectors to upsize them enough to accommodate for the turbo. That little filter is a restriction, and we will be cleaning the filter in the tank and all that. So yeah, we need these injectors to flow more than they are rated for, and I cannot remember what they are rated for. But let's say, for interest sake, they are 150cc injectors. We want them to act like 250cc injectors. So yeah, the one way we're going to be doing that is we'll be upping the fuel pressure. And I'll show you when we get to the pump how we do that, because it's got an internal fuel pressure regulator at the inside where the pump is. So we'll be modifying that and then adding that one to up the fuel pressure to allow us to put more pressure onto the injectors and essentially run more fuel. So yeah, that's something I'll show you a bit later. I'll reinstall this fuel rail now and then make a plan with that fuel pressure regulator so we can get that fitted. Yeah, let's get that fitted and I'll show you what's next from there. Yeah, so folks, I think I found the perfect place for the fuel pressure regulator to live. Check it like that. It's in line with the fuel line, so all of this will clear the tank. My bolts are a bit long, so I just need to take them out and shorten them a bit because they're running into this shaft at the moment. And then this gauge I'll just move to the side. But yeah, if you check it like that, almost like Suzuki knew I needed a place to mount the fuel pressure regulator, and they left all those lacquer spots for me over there. We're probably going to change this piece out and put another one in, because the fuel is now going to come from the tank to the regulator and from the regulator to the fuel rail. And yeah, then the return line will go back to the tank. But yeah, I'll show you when we get to that. But just wanted to show you, found a place for it to live. All right, let's continue. Okay, folks, so it's been a minute. What did I do? Well, you can see the boost box and everything is on. So let me quickly give you a run through. You see fuel lines and everything is connected. Then there's a line over here. If you are lucky enough like me, I've got extra fuel rails, so I took the one fuel rails line off. This is another one. So this was a feed line, now it's a return line. It returns to the fuel pressure regulator. You see I changed where the gauge is on the side. Installed a breather filter over here. I still need to install on that other Turbo Busa one, but I was waiting for them, so I do have filters at the moment. Installed the plugs, coil packs, all that like groceries. Even the boost pipe is connected, or not connected, fitted so it can be cut, but we're still waiting on that compressor housing there at the bottom. Then if I come over to this side, I shortened these bolts and everything. And wat gaan jy nou, Tilly? Oh, Tilly is running away. Alright, so we still need to connect the vacuum line to this, and we still need to put the air temperature sensor into the boost box. And then these, I forgot, I've got hangers that goes onto there to there, so I still need to install them. But the fuel pressure regulator is nice and tight at the moment, so fuel will come from the tank into the fuel rail, out the other side, return to the fuel pressure regulator where we'll be adjusting the pressure, And then there at the bottom, you see that's the return line that's going to return to the tank. I don't think I'm going to run that straight out, so I'm going to buy myself, I don't have at the moment, the 90 fitting, so we can run it back to the tank and then also install a fitting on the tank, on the pump assembly. But I still need to remove that and show you how we're going to remove that regulator on the inside. Then also I installed the throttle cables, so everything is right and tight and done. As soon as we do the pump in the tank, put the new pump in, clean that filter, change that regulator, then we can essentially start the bike. Oh yeah, one more thing, I did fit the radiator hose, and then also you will see it goes around the top pipe of the radiator. So yeah, we essentially there, only need to do the tank still. And oh yeah, I also, yeah, sorry, I did a lot of stuff off camera. You check here and here and here. The power commander is already in the back, already plugged in. It's just a plug and play system with one wire you connect to the battery. So yeah, everything is done. As I say, still need to put that air temp sensor in and waiting for that compressor housing to come back. But we can start it even without the compressor housing. We don't need the compressor housing to start the bike. It'll just be nice because then she'll be running with the turbo setup. But yeah, let's get that pump off and I'll show you what we do with the pump and we'll continue from there. Alright, I said all I had to say. Now let's get busy with the next stuff. Okay folks, so it's been a couple of days and yeah, the guys welding the compressor housing for me, they are a bit busy, so they couldn't do it. So yeah, that's a problem. Well, not really, so I went and did it myself. So yeah, this is the end results. Sorry, it's a bit dirty, my hands aren't clean. But yeah, the welds weren't too gorgeous, but at least I'm not a welder, I'm a grinder, and yeah, it looks good. So this is where it's gonna, or how it's gonna look. I'll install it on the bike and then I'll show you how the end results look. Okay, so let me continue on. Okay folks, so as you can see, the compressor housing is on. Boost pipe is connected. It's not tightened on top because I forgot the brackets that should hold the boost box on, so I'm gonna have to loosen the motor to put those brackets back on. But yeah, that's my luck, my school fees. So the only thing needing on this side is an air filter, and unfortunately I don't have a 76 with me at the moment, but I will go and get one. We'll probably run a low profile one because where the turbo is sitting, it's actually very nice. Then the water pipe won't have any issues, and as I said, this oil line works beautifully this way. So yeah, we still need to, as you can see, busy with the exhaust on the other side, but I need a couple of pipes for the wastegate. So I'll quickly show you on that side, and I'll show you the wastegate we'll be installing. And yeah, I'm not sure where we are yet with this video, but maybe we'll get to the tank. Well, there's the tank. Quickly get to the tank and I'll show you what we do on the inside. Yeah, let me just see. Let me quickly get that wastegate and stuff and show you that. Hold on. Okay, so here on the exhaust side, you see this water pipe's in our way. I'll quickly just remove it, just so it's easier for me to show you what we're busy with. Go away, go away. We want to play. Okay, good. So I've got two exhaust flanges. You see this one, but it doesn't have the hole for the wastegate, but it works beautifully. And I've got this one that does have the hole, But the issue with this one is, if you check there where my finger is, if you put it on, it's too close to, you see my finger, so it's too close to there, and the hole's actually too big. It's a nicer one because it's got a, let me just show you like this. You check, this one's got a little cutout there. If I put the two on each other, you see that one's got more meat there. But unfortunately, this one's not gonna work here. So probably gonna use this one, just make a hole in it, so we can build an exhaust. Exhaust, pretty easy. Already have this pipe in position. It's gonna be something like that. But yeah, now you're gonna ask me, what about the wastegate? Yeah, exactly, what about the wastegate? So we first gonna have to install the wastegate, or not install, but at least, yeah, just look at that wastegate. This is the wastegate we'll be running. So yeah, we first need to decide where the wastegate's gonna live in relation to where everything is gonna be. I'm remembering correctly, so this side's your exhaust side, and that side is the pressure side. So that side should be, it's gonna have to be something like this. The pressure side must go to the turbo, and when it dumps, it must open up. So yeah, something like this. I'm not sure. Well, we still have to mock it up, but at least this you get bolts, and you get fittings, and you get what's this, gasket or something, spacer, don't know. And you also get these, oh yeah, that's for in here, lovely little flanges that you can use. See, both of them. So yeah, we'll probably make the hole, and then somewhere in this area, wherever the wastegate sits perfectly, we'll fit this, and then we'll fit the wastegate. As I said, all that like stuff. Also got gaskets, nice. So yeah, nice little beautiful red wastegate will be fitting. But as I say, I do have exhaust, but I don't have, I think this is 57 or something. I need to get stainless paints for this. So I don't think we'll be continuing. Probably the next video I'll show you what I did, or we'll finish up this whole wastegate situation and exhaust situation. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this lovely little wastegate we'll be putting on. And yeah, okay, let's quickly get to the tank, and so we can end this video. And yeah, all right, let me get the tank. Yeah, okay folks, so as you can see, still not busy with the fuel tank. I saw I needed a couple of things, so a couple of fittings and stuff, so I'm not going to do the tank in this video. It's going to be for the next video. So yeah, we're busy building the exhaust, and I already skipped like a couple of steps. You check there, you can see already got the pipe and stuff on. So important things to notice: everything must live in this area. Your wastegate, its exhaust, and then your full exhaust. So like the water pipe, you check, there's my finger at the back, there's clearance to the frame, and lots of clearance to the exhaust. Could have tilted it up a little bit more, but it's not, it's just tagged. The flange isn't welded yet, so I will still be lifting it a little bit. So yeah, remember when you're doing this, remember when you saw me previously, I took this water pipe out of the way. Well, once I was busy with the wastegate and everything, I reinstalled the water pipe so I can check for clearances. The wastegate doesn't get that hot because it is connected to the exhaust, but it doesn't exhaust the whole time. But still, it cannot touch water pipes and stuff. It'll probably rub through or melt through or stuff like that. So yeah, as I say, I didn't show you me putting on the stainless steel paint and stuff, but I'll show you once it's done, welded and in place and everything is happiness. Then I'll show you not the end results, but step by step where are we going now. So yeah, let me get this off again and get the top flange a little bit more to my liking and weld it, and yeah, then we can start with the rest of the exhaust. All right, hold on. Okay folks, so yeah, I built this exhaust last night. I like the big piece. I'm not in love with the wastegate pipe, so I'll maybe change that, but I'm first gonna cut it there and not put it on. We have to, let me just show you, because I'm not showing you now. So it's longer, obviously, turns at the front. You can check there. I didn't have paint, so I used a piece of stainless pipe that's painted and made a couple of relief cuts and stuff like that. So I say I'm not in love with it, but we'll see how it progresses. I'm gonna take it off for now and cut it there, then it's gonna look better, but we're gonna have to put the side fairing on to see where the hole's gonna be. So that pipe, if you can see back there, is just tagged on. See if it's in the correct position. Once we're happy with everything, as I say, we have to put the side panel on, see if we're happy with it. If we're happy, we'll make the hole in the panel, and yeah, then we can finish up this exhaust one step closer, or one step at a time. All right, you folks, so just a little heads up. You see there's the exhaust. Looks like I have to cut here. But if I work from the back and I check this hole over here, then I actually have to cut over here. So best thing to do is mark it, cut a little bit at a time till you get it to fit exactly where you want it. If you cut too big once, it'll fit, but you'll have gaps the size of the Grand Canyon or something. All right, so I'll mark it and cut it and all that groceries. I did move the exhaust a bit, so I'll show you once I'm done what the end results looks like. Yeah, and she's in. Only thing we need to do is put the wastegates one in and make the hole for that. But that's pretty much how it's gonna look. You will see the fairing is a bit out of shape down there. It got hot because it didn't have a heat shield in. So the back hole doesn't line up completely because the whole fairing needs to be pulled this way. So once I've got that hole in and everything, I'll heat it up a bit and just pull this one back into its position. But yeah, it's there, it's in, it's on top, it's in and clicked in there. So yeah, I'll quickly install that hose or the wastegates hose, and then we'll shape where it needs to go. We also needed to shape here by the ookie a bit for the wastegate, just a little bit. But yeah, everything clears nicely. So let's quickly clear that wastegates exhaust also. Yeah, so that came out half decent. So the front pipe needs to be cut, not where the white line is, but further on, and even this one also needs to be flushed down. But just look at that. I don't hate that. Kind of looking good. So yeah, the hole is pretty much plus minus give or take in. You see it is in position and all that groceries. There'll be a little bit of trimming still, but nothing major. We still need to put the brackets on, so we still need to loosen up the motor and still need a couple of fittings, and we still need to do the tank. And yeah, the power commander is fitted. I did tell you that, I didn't show you that, but yeah, we are pretty close. Once we can get the bike started, we can fit the fairing and yeah, show you all the end results. These wheels aren't gonna stay in. I have a set of polished ones that we're gonna be putting in and putting nice bling bling stuff. I say bling bling stuff, washers and little fittings, and just beautify the bike and making sure everything is in position and right and tight and yeah, gorgeous. Oh yeah, and we still need a air filter for down there, but as I say, we're going to be running a small one, so that'll be not a massive train smash. We can actually even put this pipe on. Maybe if we put it the right way on, that'll work. Okay, wait. Goes through. You see, tricks and tricks and tricks. And yeah, so there it is. Even a water pipe's on. And there's enough space at the back for a low profile air filter. So yeah, we need to put water and stuff in the radiator. But we are pretty close to starting, folks. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Let me get all the parts I need. Still need to put a couple of fittings and sensors in place. And yeah, the next video we can knock out all of those little nitty-gritty things and definitely start this bike. So yeah, if you've been sticking around for this whole video, well, comment something down below. Just something. Yeah, just to show me you enjoyed it, and yeah, just tell me if you enjoyed it or not. You want to see more stuff like this. There will be a full, not a tear down, but what everything cost and how much this whole budget build worked out in the end. So we will be doing that when the bike is finished, fully beautified and everything. But yeah, so yeah, thank each and every one of you a lot. Like, comment, share, do all that lucky stuff for me, and may the Lord bless each and every one of you. And you remember the live, no, if you check the live chat now, the live chat's almost over. But okay, fine. I will tell it in the intro. But yeah, see you then next Tuesday. All right. Goodbye.